Hello.
My name is Fannie Lou Hamer, and I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I attended a voter education workshop in Charleston, South Carolina. On the 9th of June in 1963, we was returning from the workshop. We arrived in Winona, Mississippi, about 11 o'clock. 4 of the people got off the bus to use the restaurant. 2 of the people got off the bus to use the washroom. At this time, I was still on the bus, and I saw 4 people just rush. So I got off the bus, and I said, "What's wrong?" And I heard a voice scream from the car, and I said, "Get that woman!" And the man said, "You're under arrest." When he opened the door, and as I started to get in, he kicked me, and I was carried to the county jail. When I got to the county jail, the 2 white fellows that drove me to the jail, they was calling me all kinds of names, and they was asking me questions, and as I was trying to answer, they cut me off, and then they placed me in a cell. And the 3 men came to my cell. It was a state white patrolman, a police, and a plain dressed man. The state highway patrolman said, "Where you from?" And I said, "Ruleville, Mississippi." He said, "I'm going to check." And it wasn't too long before he was back. And he used a curse word, and he said, "You're from Ruleville, all right." He said, "We is going to make sure you wish you was dead." I was led out of that cell to another cell where he had 2 Negro prisoners, 3 white men in that room, and 2 Negroes. The state white patrolman ordered the first Negro to take a blackjack. It was a long leather blackjack, and it was loaded with something heavy. And they ordered me to lay down with my face towards the bunk bed. And the first Negro, he beat me. He had to beat me until that state highway patrol gave him orders to quit. Because he had already told him, "If you don't beat her, you know what I'm going to do to you." And he beat me, I don't know how long. After a while, he was exhausted, and it was just a horrible experience. And the state highway patrolman told the second Negro to take up the second blackjack. And I asked at that time, I said, How can you treat a person like this? The second prisoner said, "Move your hand, lady. I don't want to hit you in your hand." But I was holding my hand behind on the left side to shield some of the licks because I suffered from polio when I was 6 years old. And this was the kind of beating I know I couldn't take it. So I held my hands behind me. And after the second Negro began to beat me, the state highway patrolman ordered the first Negro to sit on my legs so that my legs couldn't keep moving. And I was screaming, and I couldn't help but scream. And one of the white men, he began to beat me in the head, and he told me to stop screaming. Just stop screaming, you hear me? And the only way I could stop screaming was to take my hand and hug it around the tip to muffle out the sound. 5 men in this room, while I was just one Negro woman being beaten. And at no time did I attempt to do anything but scream and call on God. I don't know how long this lasted, but after a while, I must have passed out. And when I raised my head, the state highway patrolman said, "Get up from there, fatso." But I couldn't get up. I don't know how long, but I kept trying. And you know, God, God is always able.
Whoa.
And after a while, I did get up, and I went back to my cell. I want to say to you tonight, we can no longer ignore the fact America is not the land of the free and the home of the brave. When just because people want to register and vote and be treated like human beings. Cheney, Schwerner, and Goodman is dead today. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yes.
America is divided against itself, and without their considering us as human beings, one day America will crumble. Because God is not pleased. God is not pleased at all the murdering and all the brutality and all the killings for this reason in Mississippi. God is not pleased at the Negro children in the state of Mississippi suffering from malnutrition. God is not pleased because we have to go ragged each day and work in the fields for 9, 11 hours for 3 lousy dollars.